Hi, so today I'm talking about the Sagittarius woman and how to get with one. So a Sagittarius woman's birthday falls between November 22nd and December 21st. Their symbol is the archer, their quality is mutable, and their element is fire. So here's a woman characterized by the symbol of the archer, and what I personally take that to mean is somebody who shoots their arrow out into the sky not truly knowing where it's going to land. A Sagittarius woman tends to be like this. They're always searching for something new and they're on the hunt for, something new to learn and more excitement in their lives. They can be adventurous and the type that, they feel like they don't want to miss out on things. And they tend to kind of go by the expression, like, the grass is always greener on the other side, and that's kind of how Sagittarius women tend to live their lives. They're always searching to be on that other side. This is a type of woman who can tend to be a bit outspoken and, they might offend with their honesty even if it's not their intention. Usually they're not trying to offend people, they just tend to be so blunt that they don't realize what they've said may be taken as an insult until after it's been said. These women are usually pretty independent and can become quite upset or frustrated when they're in a situation where they're relying on somebody else. They like to be able to take care of themselves, and when they're secure in their ability to do this, that's when they're at their happiest. These women like being in relationships despite being the more independent type, and surprisingly, they don't mind being with, a man or a woman that's more of the protective type or a little bit more like macho. Like, they don't mind somebody that tries or wants to take care of them, they just want to know that they can depend on themselves all along. Even though they kind of like when somebody plays the part of taking care of them, they still want to know that they have the ability to do so, if anything should happen. And if they feel like they can take care of themselves, then they're much more likely to be happier in a relationship. Sagittarius women are open-minded, and they don't mind if you're asking them to try new things, but they cannot but they cannot stand to be bossed around. It's very irritating to them. They don't like when people demand things of them. There's a huge difference to a Sagittarius woman between asking them to consider doing something and telling them that they have to. So if you're taking a Sagittarius woman out on a date and you're trying to order her meal for her without asking, you're probably going to get a slap in the face and a lonely car ride home. With that being said, don't cater to their every whim. A Sagittarius woman really appreciates a man or woman that will stand their ground and not cater to their every whim. She may put up a little fuss about it, but secretly or openly, she'll actually appreciate it, just don't be mean. With the planet Jupiter ruling Sagittarius, these women tend to be on the luckier side, even if they don't want to admit it or if they don't truly realize it. Sure, things can get tough for them, but for the most part, with a Sagittarius woman, you'll find that eventually things fall into place for them, or they might seem to luck out in a situation where other people don't. They get more lucky breaks than other women in the zodiac, so lucky you, Sagittarius, don't forget it. Sagittarius women are big dreamers. Like I said, they're always kind of thinking in the philosophy of the grass is always greener on the other side, and being big dreamers, they have big ideas and big plans, and they can kind of be a little bit scattered, so they might have one big idea, 1 month, and they're gung-ho about it, and they put all their effort into it, and then suddenly it doesn't really pan out, or they just don't follow through with it because they're on to the next thing. So they're not really the type that kind of finish things or resolve things that they've started, and they're more along the lines of people, they're like starters, and they always have new ideas and are excited about new things and interested and open about, different topics of life. So they're more the type to, get really excited about something, talk it up, tell everybody about it. They might be planning to move to Italy, and they're going to be a model there or something like that, and they're going to be all excited about it and all into it, and then suddenly, they'll just kind of stop talking about it, and they'll be on to something completely different. Sagittarius women aren't really the type to dress up. They tend to like to be in more comfortable clothes. They might be in more of the flowy kind of bohemian outfits, or they might be in more of the sporty gear. Basically, if they're forced to dress up, they'd really much prefer as soon as possible to change into their shorts or their pajama pants or leggings, whatever is most comfortable to them. They really like to be comfortable, is what I am saying here. So, they really like to be comfortable. As I said before, Sagittarius women can be big dreamers, but sometimes they get impatient with things, you know, and either they go on to the next idea or they're frustrated that they can't make their current one, you know, become a reality. And when they do feel disappointed, they tend to take it very harshly, and, you know, you might hear them start venting about things and just being really negative about certain situations or new ideas. And usually Sagittarius can eventually become optimistic because a part of them is always to be more on the optimistic side than the pessimistic side. So a Sagittarius woman might fall, you know, into a rut, especially when she's frustrated, whether, you know, she doesn't feel like she is, she doesn't feel like she has her independence, or her newest plan isn't working out, or things aren't really going her way, then she tends to kind of, you know, be very negative, and she'll be open about her negativity. So, you know, if you're interested in a Sagittarius woman or in a relationship with one, just, like, continue to be optimistic for them and continue to, like, try to bring positivity in their lives when they're in these negative ruts, because they'll appreciate it and it will help them. And positivity and optimism and, you know, like, new light, new ideas can really help them get out of any dark mood or anything like that they're in. They can kind of snap out of it pretty quickly, as long as they haven't been in, like, a really long negative rut because things aren't working out for them. So if you are someone that's looking to be with a Sagittarius woman, or you're with one, then just remember that, you know, if they're being negative, don't bring negativity with it and, like, sit there and, you know, go back and forth with them like, yeah, that sucks, blah, blah, blah. Be like, no, you know, it doesn't suck, and we can get through this, and they really genuinely respond well to that. So you want to know if a Sagittarius woman is into you? So like I said, these women really appreciate a man or a woman that looks on the bright side of things. They like someone that's adventurous, someone that, you know, is open to trying new things, someone that has an excitement for life. They really can't stand the idea of thinking about spending every day doing the same kind of thing. Like, these women are not the type to be doing a job where it's literally, like, the same thing every day. You know, where some people really find comfort in that, these women don't. They like change, they like differences, and they get bored very easily. So if you are somebody that's exciting and always changing things and trying, I don't even know, new food, new places to live, like, I don't even know, new types of movies, whatever it is, they will be more into somebody that is like that than somebody that likes, you know, consistent, non-changing types of living, if that makes any sense. So if you're good at keeping her entertained and exposing her to things that she's never been exposed to before, then she is much more likely to be interested and stay interested. Sagittarius women do not like to play games. They would much rather just be open about how they're feeling, especially if they're interested in you. They would really appreciate it if you were open as well about how you're feeling, and it really irritates them and bothers them if they don't know how you're feeling and they feel as if you're playing games with them. They're more likely to lose interest at that point. So if you are interested in a Sagittarius woman and you're thinking that the feeling is mutual, don't be afraid to share that with her, because she will respect that a lot more than, you know, not texting her back right away, not answering her phone calls, pretending like you're still talking to other girls even though you really just like her. So yeah, don't play games with a Sagittarius woman. Just be open and honest, and they will be way more into that than anything else. Sagittarius women, you know, love to be treated with respect, which I'm sure is like anybody on the planet. But, you know, they really, as much as they like their independence, they also like to be doted on, you know, every now and then. They really like surprises and little things, like thoughtful things that let them know that you appreciate her. Relationships with Sagittarius women tend to be a little bit more on the unconventional side. They can be a little bit flighty, scattered, and like I said, they're always bouncing from one dream to the next. If you are willing to accompany her on this journey, then you're much more likely to keep her interest and to have a relationship that works out. She doesn't want to, like, hear you complain about all her, you know, flighty, scattered, different ways, and how she's jumping around, and how she wants to move here, then wants to try this, wants to do this job, definitely wants to do this career for sure, and then bounces on over to something that's completely different. So if you can handle that with, like, minor complaints, then she will definitely see you as a keeper. Also, a Sagittarius woman tends to be very open and honest about, their passions and such, and try to keep your doubts to yourself if you're feeling them, because they'll really hurt a Sagittarius woman, and, for her to be so open about things that she is passionate about and to be doubted on them and kind of looked down upon really, really can hurt her. So just be aware of that. She's really can be sensitive, especially when she feels like she's doubted as a person, and this can turn into pretty intense anger. So be aware of this, Like I said, keep it positive and you'll have a much better chance of keeping your Sagittarius woman happy. So that is pretty much all there is to know. There's probably a lot more to know, actually, but that is pretty much all I'm going to say today about a Sagittarius woman. I hope you enjoyed. I do apologize for being totally missing in action lately. I may or may not have left my filming device on an airplane. Anyways, I am really gonna try to put up another video this weekend, so please stay tuned, and again, any ideas are welcome. I love getting video ideas from you guys, and I will definitely try to be more consistent with putting up videos now that I have my little filming contraption thing back in my life. So yes, thank you for watching, and as always, I hope you have a good day or night.